Lucifer's fall from glory is one of the most dramatic and profound events in history. God created the angels, archangels, and cherubim. These celestial beings resided in the heavens, each possessing unique qualities, power, and splendor. Among them were the archangels like Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, and Lucifer. Lucifer stood out not only for his beauty, but also for his unparalleled status as one of the highest creatures God had ever created. In the realm of heaven, Lucifer once held a position of great honor among the angels. He was known for his beauty and wisdom, standing out even among the celestial beings. However, Lucifer's downfall began when he succumbed to pride, one of the 7 deadly sins. This overwhelming sense of self-importance led him to believe he was so perfect that he deserved to be equal to God himself. Today we will be looking at where the warriors were during Lucifer's rebellion. Driven by this misguided ambition, Lucifer set out to challenge the divine order. He began to spread dissent among the other angels, using his charisma to convince them that they too deserved more power and recognition. His persuasive arguments swayed a significant number of angels, approximately 1/3 of the heavenly host, to join his cause. This marked the beginning of the first rebellion against God's authority. The rebellion in heaven was not a quiet affair. It erupted into a massive conflict that shook the very foundations of the celestial realm. On one side stood Lucifer and his rebellious angels, while on the other, the warrior archangel Michael led the forces loyal to God. The battle was fierce and chaotic, with both sides employing their full angelic powers. Realizing that conventional tactics might not be enough, Lucifer took a drastic step. He transformed himself into a mighty dragon, a fearsome creature of immense power. This transformation was meant to give him an edge over Michael and the loyal angels. However, Michael, empowered by his unwavering faith and armed with a flaming sword given by God, stood firm against this terrifying adversary. The battle reached its climax as Michael and the dragon-formed Lucifer clashed. Despite Lucifer's newfound power and ferocity, he was no match for Michael, who fought with the strength of God behind him. In a decisive moment, Michael struck down Lucifer, defeating him and his rebellious followers. But where were the warrior angels during Lucifer's rebellion? Today, we will talk about the main characters of this story to understand why their role was crucial during this galactic war. Michael is the warrior archangel with warrior angels under his authority. Revelation 12 verse 7 says, "War broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back." Michael's angels, who were the warrior angels of heaven, fought against Satan and Satan's angels during this battle in heaven. Now these angels are not ordinary nice and lovely angels. They are dressed for war. They obey the voice of the Lord of hosts and perform that which he says. To understand Michael's role, we must first delve into the origins of the conflict. Lucifer, described in Ezekiel 28 as the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty, was a cherub of a high order. Cherubim were created to be in God's throne room, using their wings to cover his throne. Lucifer's proximity to God, combined with his unparalleled beauty and wisdom, became the very seeds of his downfall. Pride, that most insidious of sins, took root in Lucifer's heart. He began to see himself as God's equal, deserving of worship and power. This corruption of his perfect nature led him to plot against the very being who had created him. As Lucifer amassed his followers, the halls of heaven buzzed with whispers of discontent and rebellion. It was during this tense period that Michael's role as heaven's defender began to take shape. While not explicitly stating where Michael was at the very beginning of Lucifer's machinations, it's clear that he quickly became aware of the brewing storm. One of Lucifer's most significant recruits was Azazel, a skilled angel who served under Michael's command. Azazel's expertise in warfare and mystical arts made him a formidable addition to Lucifer's ranks. His defection likely served as a wake-up call for Michael, alerting him to the true extent of the threat they faced. As Lucifer's forces grew in strength and number, they made their move towards God's throne room, intent on usurping the Almighty's power. It was at this crucial moment that Michael stepped forward, intercepting Lucifer before he could reach his goal. The clash between these two mighty beings marked the beginning of a war that would rage for countless years. Michael, the embodiment of divine strength and leadership, faced off against Lucifer, now transformed by his pride and ambition. The battle between them was nothing short of epic, with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. The very fabric of heaven shook with the force of their conflict. As the war expanded beyond just Michael and Lucifer, other archangels joined the fray. Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel fought alongside Michael, each bringing their unique abilities to bear against the forces of darkness. Gabriel, God's messenger, used his powerful trumpet to shake the foundations of heaven and earth, disorienting Lucifer's forces. Raphael, the healer, unleashed powerful winds that shattered the defenses of the rebellious angels. Uriel, with his piercing gaze and lightning-quick actions, exploited the weaknesses of Lucifer's strategy. Together, these four archangels formed an indomitable force, slowly but surely turning the tide against Lucifer's rebellion. Their unwavering resolve and divine authority proved to be a match for the chaotic strength of the fallen angels. As the battle reached its climax, Lucifer, in a final desperate attempt to secure victory, transformed himself into a mighty dragon. This terrifying form was a manifestation of all his pride, rage, and corrupted power. Yet even this was not enough to overcome Michael and the loyal angels. In a scene vividly described in Revelation 12, Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Despite Lucifer's newfound strength, he and his forces were no match for the righteous fury of heaven's defenders. The battle concluded with a decisive victory for Michael, as Lucifer and his followers were cast out of heaven. The image of Lucifer's defeat is powerfully captured in Luke 10, verse 18, where Jesus states, "I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven." This swift and terrible fall marked the end of the rebellion and the beginning of a new chapter in the cosmic struggle between good and evil. Michael's role didn't end with Lucifer's expulsion. As we see in later biblical accounts, he continued to act as a protector and warrior for God's people. His intervention in Daniel's time, fighting against the prince of Persia, and his dispute with Satan over Moses' body, as mentioned in Jude, show that the conflict which began in heaven continued on earth. The story of Lucifer's rebellion and Michael's pivotal role in defeating it has captivated human imagination for millennia. It serves as a powerful reminder of the consequences of pride and the importance of loyalty and faith. Michael's unwavering stand against Lucifer, despite their former closeness in heaven's hierarchy, exemplifies the choice between righteous duty and selfish ambition. In the end, Michael's position during Lucifer's rebellion was clear. He stood as the vanguard of heaven, the first and strongest line of defense against the forces that would seek to overthrow divine order. His courage, strength, and loyalty turned what could have been heaven's darkest hour into a testament to the power of righteousness over evil. The archangel Gabriel, known as God's chief messenger, is conspicuously absent from biblical accounts of Lucifer's rebellion. While Revelation 12 describes Michael and his angels battling against Lucifer and his fallen angels, Gabriel is not mentioned. This absence has led many to wonder, where was Gabriel during this cosmic conflict? To understand Gabriel's role during the rebellion, we must first examine his primary functions in heaven as revealed in Scripture. Gabriel appears prominently in the books of Daniel and Luke, where he serves as a divine messenger and interpreter of visions. In Daniel, Gabriel swiftly responds to Daniel's prayers, providing insight into complex visions and prophecies. He interprets the vision of the 70 weeks, offering comfort and reassurance to Daniel about God's plan for Israel. Similarly, in Luke, Gabriel announces the births of John the Baptist and Jesus, delivering messages of hope and explaining God's unfolding plan of salvation. Given these roles, we can infer Gabriel's likely activities during Lucifer's rebellion, divine messaging and interpretation. While Michael and his angels engaged in battle, Gabriel may have been conveying God's messages to the loyal angels. His role would have been crucial in helping them understand the significance of the conflict and the certainty of God's ultimate victory. Rapid communication. Known for his swiftness, Gabriel could have been disseminating critical information and divine commands throughout the heavenly realms. This would have kept the loyal angels informed and aligned with God's will during the chaos of rebellion. Reassurance and comfort. Just as he comforted Daniel and Mary, Gabriel likely offered encouragement to the loyal angels. His words would have helped them remain steadfast in their faith amidst the turmoil of Lucifer's betrayal. Prophetic insight. Gabriel's ability to interpret visions suggests he may have been providing the loyal angels with insights into the future implications of the rebellion. This could have included assurances of God's ultimate plan and victory. While not on the front lines of battle, Gabriel's behind-the-scenes role was likely pivotal in maintaining the spiritual and informational integrity of God's loyal followers. His absence from the battlefield doesn't diminish his importance. Rather, it highlights the diversity of roles within the heavenly host. Gabriel's multifaceted contributions during the rebellion underscore the complexity of spiritual warfare. The conflict wasn't just a physical battle, but also one of information, understanding, and faith. Gabriel's swift communication, interpretative insights, and comforting presence were likely instrumental in sustaining the morale and conviction of the loyal angels. While we can't know with absolute certainty where Gabriel was during Lucifer's rebellion, examining his biblical roles provides compelling insights. His contributions, though less visible than Michael's, were likely indispensable in the broader context of the rebellion. Gabriel's inferred role reminds us of the importance of those who work behind the scenes in any great endeavor. It highlights the value of clear communication, insightful interpretation, and steadfast reassurance in times of conflict and uncertainty. In the annals of celestial history, one name stands out among the archangels: Raphael, the healer. The name Raphael means God who heals. But what role did this compassionate angel play during the Great Rebellion? How did the giver of health become a warrior against Lucifer? Let's dive into this lesser-known chapter of angelic lore. Raphael, known as the Lord of the Sun and Angel of the West Wind, found himself at a crossroads. As a chief guardian of the Tree of Life and a prince of the cherubim, he was bound by duty to defend the celestial realm. But his nature as a healer seemed at odds with the impending conflict. Picture Raphael with his many pairs of wings adorned with countless eyes, each representing a soul on earth. His very essence was intertwined with compassion and healing. How could such a being take up arms? As the war in heaven raged, Raphael's role was unique. While other archangels like Michael led the charge in direct combat, Raphael's strategy was to use his knowledge of healing to understand the weaknesses in Lucifer's army. Imagine Raphael moving through the battlefield like a shaft of sunlight. Where other angels struck with swords, Raphael wielded the power of purification. He couldn't bring himself to destroy Lucifer's followers, but he could cleanse them of the corruption that had taken hold. With each touch, Raphael attempted to heal the fallen angels, to remind them of their true nature and purpose. Some returned to the light, their eyes clearing as if waking from a nightmare. Others, too far gone, recoiled from his healing touch. But the war took its toll. For every angel Raphael saved, dozens more fell to Lucifer's seductive promises of power and freedom. The healer found himself facing a bitter truth. Sometimes, compassion alone is not enough. As the final battle approached, Raphael made a fateful decision. He would join his fellow archangels in direct confrontation with Lucifer. In the aftermath of the war, Raphael's role evolved. He became not just a healer of bodies, but a mender of souls. His experiences during the rebellion gave him insight into the darkest corners of creation, knowledge he would later use in his dealings with the underworld. This is why, in later traditions, Raphael is associated with both healing and the judgment of souls. He had seen firsthand how a being of light could fall, and how even the most corrupted could find redemption. So, the next time you hear of Raphael, the angel of healing, remember this. His compassion was forged in the fires of celestial war. His gentle nature belies a strength that stood against Lucifer himself. How powerful are the angels, and how important they were during the rebellion? Let's understand their role and importance. The power of angels is evident in their ability to engage in spiritual warfare. As mentioned in Daniel 10, angels like Gabriel face opposition from spiritual forces aligned with earthly kingdoms. In these battles, archangels like Michael provide support and intervention, demonstrating their strength in overcoming powerful adversaries. Angels' roles extend beyond combat to include guidance, protection, and revelation. They serve as intermediaries between God and humans, delivering messages, interpreting visions, and providing spiritual insight. Their presence in critical moments of biblical history underscores their importance in God's plan for humanity. The angels' unwavering loyalty to God, even in the face of Lucifer's rebellion, highlights their moral strength and commitment to righteousness. Their obedience and devotion serve as examples for humanity in resisting temptation and remaining faithful to God. The consequences of this defeat were severe and far-reaching. God cast Lucifer and his rebel angels out of heaven, banishing them from the celestial realm they had once called home. As they fell, a transformation took place. They were no longer angels of light but became fallen angels, creatures of darkness. Lucifer himself underwent the most dramatic change. The once beautiful angel became Satan, a hideous embodiment of evil. If this video has blessed you in any way, then click that super thanks button below, comment your thoughts, and share this with your Christian WhatsApp groups.